Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. Before we begin, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything that we have coming up for you. So I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's been waiting so patiently in the chat. TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We are live there. Thank you so much for the compliment. I love your voice. Thank you. Right now it's a little husky. Shout out to all my mods. Shout out to everyone that's been here waiting. I apologize. Look, I have work being done on the home, so things have been delayed up until the last second. I was like, all right, I gotta go. I gotta go. Got things to do. Got things to talk about. Oh, we have to talk about Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine. All of these dysfunctional relationships we have to talk about. But look, this is what we're here for, right? So Shahs of Sunset, as you guys know, I just got really into Shahs. I've always known about the drama that's been on the blogs and things like that, but I have not been fully into every show. And this past weekend, I was watching some episodes from season 3. What was up with Reza? And I forgot the guy's name. It was when they were doing the whole gay pride parade and they were supposed to be on the float, but Mike told Reza that he couldn't go. I think Rez was just jealous of that beautiful man. Look, that beautiful man. Oh my gosh. So I'm catching up. But in this latest episode, I had to take notes. I watched it twice. I watched this episode twice. You see what I do for you guys? But I also do it for myself, so I remember every single detail. But before we even get into anything else into Shahs of Sunset, what is going on with that little thing that we saw Sutton with in Beverly Hills? Reza had the same thing, but in black. Are they going to start a trend? Are they starting a trend? Do I need to get one? I almost ordered one, y'all. It is Prime Day. You know, here we talk about the hot topics. It's Amazon Prime Day. Not that I'm supporting Amazon Prime or Jeff Bezos. I'm just saying, if you were looking for something and you've been waiting to buy it, this might be the time. Today and tomorrow is Amazon Prime Day. You're welcome. But back to that thing. I forgot who called in and explained to us what that thing is. I think maybe it was Janice. Maybe Janice told us what that thing was. Audrey said I should order one. I am not going to order one. First of all, if Reza's using it and Sutton's using it, it's not doing much. Yeah, I said it. But that was the first thing that I noticed. And I had to make sure I wrote that down. I wonder if it relaxes him. Then he went into that whole leg thing. And I was like, does he have lymphedema like Wendy Williams? But I also know people that work out. Not to say that Reza works out, but I think he does. That's supposed to help soothe your sore muscles too. But the way that he was in that thing, it was a little inappropriate. I was like, are we supposed to be seeing this right now? Anyways, I'm digressing. So Gigi and MJ are working on their relationship. I can appreciate it. I don't see the importance of them working on the relationship, but they both have these adorable babies that could be brothers. When you look at them, like, they literally could be brothers. I think it's nice that they can bond in a different way. I think they've tried over the years and it just hasn't happened. And I honestly don't think it's going to happen. To be honest, I just feel like they're just two different people. It's interesting how Reza can have such a great relationship with MJ and a great relationship with Gigi, but Reza gets in where he fits in. No pun intended, but every pun intended. But the conversation that they have about MJ's relationship with Reza and in that whole situation, I'm like, I'm over the whole MJ and Reza drama. They even meet up during this episode to get some work done. They get I love how Reza got some Botox and made it seem as if it was instant. Botox don't work that way. I was like, what did she do to you that made you go, ooh, I'm refreshed? No, you're not. Just my thought. But before we even get into that, Paulina, we have to talk about Paulina. As I said to you before, the episode of Shahs of Sunset and the episode of Married to Medicine both have these very dysfunctional relationships that I see coming to an end. But we'll get to Married to Medicine's dysfunctional relationship and Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott, who I think is cheating. Mike who I know is cheating. Paulina really is coming across. Someone commented earlier in the chat that they think that Paulina's gunning for her own role on the show. Paulina's not that interesting. Paulina, and I don't like to use the word abusive, but Paulina is, especially how everything ended in that episode, it makes it seem as if Paulina and Mike's relationship is leaning in that direction of being toxic and not working. I mean, besides the whole texting scandal and the cheating scandal situation, she admits to Destiny that he's done this 10 times. That's his form of gratification, and he doesn't consider it cheating. Well, Paulina, that's not important. Do you consider it cheating? Because I consider it cheating. Especially because it's watching a video versus communicating with a real person. I think it's two different things. Some people would say it's worse than actual physical cheating because it leans into the world of an emotional attachment, which goes back to what Dr. Contessa said on Watch What Happens Live and what Quad said in regards to defending Portia's relationship. If you missed out on that conversation, we posted a whole video talking about that, and we also played the video from Watch What Happens Live. Be sure to check that. I actually posted in the link of this description, so check that out there. But back to this. So Paulina admits that Mike had this sexting scandal 10 times. 10. Not once or twice, not 3 times. She says 10. Paulina, are you okay with that? And Paulina says, maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe that's the reason why, she sticks around and, tries to cover things up. And that's very possible. But Paulina, obviously, Paulina just seems when Paulina comes into a room, and I don't want to make it seem like, because she is the victim here, but when Paulina comes into a room, my mood just changed. There's just something about her eyes. There's just something about her energy. My mood is just like, okay, Paulina, you could go. So when people are saying they're speculating she's trying to get her own role on the show, she's not interesting. Even when she's hanging out with Destiny, she's not interesting. If anything, she's sad. And we don't need sad all the time. But like I said, I'm not blaming the victim. Oh my gosh. Nima and Mike are getting pedicures, and which reminded me I need to go get one this weekend. But I like that they're taking care of themselves, and I didn't know there was a wiki feet thing. Did I go and look? No, I did not. I believed Nima. Nima's costume, though, for his interpretation of MJ, I was like, Nima, just stay yourself. It was a little weird to watch. I was like, I don't want to see that. I like Nima, though. He really is the Cynthia of Shahs. And I hate to say it like that, but he's necessary to balance out the crazy. Just saying. Just my thoughts. I didn't like that. But back to what Nima and Mike the conversation they were having about the whole, Mike doesn't have any ownership. He's created this drama, and it might be a storyline. He's created this drama with Reza unnecessarily and with Gigi unnecessarily. Who cares about a spoof text? You've been sexting other women more than 10 times, and that's the amount of times that she knows of. God only knows what you've done that she doesn't know of. Oh, first of all, shout out to everyone. I apologize. I just sort of jumped in without saying hello to everyone. Hi. I love it. Someone from St. Kitts is watching. I know people from Canada are watching. Let me know where you guys are watching from while I continue this conversation. I apologize for the delay. I would have went live earlier, but maybe this is a better time for everyone. Look, we'll never get the time right for every single person, but we try to. Sometimes I try to do it a little bit earlier for our international folks. London's in the house, Louisville's in the house, Jersey, ATL, New York, love it. The UK, what's going on? DC, Mississippi. Barry, you're not supposed to be in Mississippi, though. Maryland's, we have a lot of DMV people, though. I have to say that we have a lot of DMV people that watch. I can't wait to Potomac premieres because I know you all are going to be weighing in. Anyways, back to if you're just joining us, we're doing a recap of Shahs of Sunset. We are live on Kempire Daily on YouTube, TheKempire on Facebook, Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitter at TheKempire, and we're live on Twitch at TheKempire as well. North Carolina, West Hartford, Connecticut. I haven't been there in a while. California. I've never been to California. I've been to Vegas, but never California. Riviera Beach, Florida. That sounds fancy. Is it? Clearwater, Florida. I know that. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Texas is in the house. All right, let me take a sip. Oh, where's my thing? Oh, okay. All right, guys. So back to this. I'm going to drop the link in a second for you all because I know there's a lot of you that want to call in and share your thoughts on Contessa and Shahs of Sunset. Shahs of Sunset. You got look. There's a fan base out there for Shahs of Sunset. Our live recaps have been doing extremely well. And I appreciate everyone, representing and commenting and things like that. Oh, Modesto, California, Poughkeepsie, New York, more Maryland, Virginia, Albuquerque. Love it, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm live here out of New York City, in case you were wondering. Okay, so can we just skip? Okay. As I said to you before, MJ and Reza are trying to work on their relationship. They went to this place to get refreshed. And you know what? These moments when they go do these weird things together, it's funny and it's fun and I enjoy it. But they also have a serious conversation because Reza really is hurt about people knowing that he is not able to see Shams. I hope they get to a place where they drop that restraining order. I get it. I probably still would be scared of Tommy too, but Tommy has 0 to 100. I kind of like that about him though. And Shams is adorable, and I understand why Reza feels away. But Reza, you also did your dirty work, and honestly, you deserve it. Anyway, let's get to Destiny's party. I'm not sure how I feel about Destiny. I like Destiny as a part of the show, but I'm not sure how I feel about her. I liked her costume though. Her sexy Beetlejuice was cute. Mike, you could have did a little bit more. SWAT, really? You're on TV. You could have did a little bit more. And even Nima's costume. Like, I thought Nima's costume would have been a little bit more, especially when you had a makeup artist. Like, I could have did that makeup. And I don't even do makeup. That looked like crappy makeup to have a whole makeup artist come and do your makeup. And then your booty was sort of shifting, and then your booty was sort of like flat. I was like, what's happening? They have things for that. Danielle said Mike is too cheap. Is that what it is? Or is it because Michael, I'm calling Michael, Mike. Is it because Mike doesn't have a job? Didn't they say something about that? Sometimes I get my episodes mixed up because like I said, I've been watching some past episodes. But one of the things at the party, because, okay, we'll fast forward. They get into it. Destiny and Mike. And she reveals a secret about him getting hookers in Vegas. But are we surprised? Anyone surprised by that? I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised by that at all. Nicole said, you know what? MJ's booty shifts. No, it doesn't. That's gross. Ella says Destiny needs to go back to the People's Couch. A lot of people are saying that. Okay, it was our party. They were playing a game, asking questions. To me, this is a dangerous game. I mean, it's fun for us to watch this game, but it's a dangerous game to play amongst your friends. Like, this is not a game I would want to play with my friends. And Mike alludes that it was Reza that asked those questions. So Mike is in his feelings. Mike is very sensitive right now. He is very concerned that people are talking about him and alluding to his cheatation situation. Then stop cheating, Mike. But you know what? Some people just can't help but cheat. Tristan, sidebar, breaking news. Khloe Kardashian and Tristan have officially broken up. Again. They broke up. They got back together last summer, but as soon as the cheating allegations from Sydney Chase came out, they broke up again. But I wonder what's happening with the baby situation. Anyways, I'm digressing. Let's get back on Shahs. Matter of fact, let me just drop the caller link for you guys before I forget and share. Hold on. If you're just joining us, we're recapping last night's episode of Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine. We will be talking about Married to Medicine in just a second. Oh, hold on one second. I meant to drop it everywhere. Let me just pin it, y'all. Give me 1 second, because look, as I said, I don't have a producer, so I handle all this. But since we have, wow, we have over 300 people in the chat. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel because you're getting daily and consistent hot topics. And check out some of the things that you missed. We had a doozy yesterday. Check out those videos. So, back to Shahs of Sunset. I'm going to bring up someone that has a lot to say about Shahs. I've heard her say a lot. I know she has a lot to say about Mike. Danielle.
Oh, good. You brought me in early. I got class tonight, so I'm trying to hurry up.
I saw.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Mike is full of brown emoji.
Oh.
Mike is full of brown emoji.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on, we can't. At this point, you just need to just be quiet. And why did he jump all on Destiny yesterday? Like I'm saying yesterday, like it really happened yesterday. I just watched it last night.
But it happened yesterday for us.
It did. So like he totally ruined her dinner party. Everything was going good. Everything was going great. I didn't understand why Paulina. It almost seemed like it was plotted because Paulina walked off to the bathroom. For what? I mean, obviously you want to go powder your nose, whatever. But it was like kind of like a dramatic leap or a dramatic.
I think she was uncomfortable though, Danielle, because she knew where this was going and she didn't want to be in the middle of it.
But I mean, I hear you, and I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, you know what you've gotten yourself into. You knew what you were doing when you came on this show. It's not like you had never seen the show before. It's not like you had never seen the show and knew of Mike before. So you knew what you were getting into when you started dating this boy. And I'm gonna say boy because she's a whole grown woman with a divorce and 2 kids.
Oh.
So she's a little more mature than he is.
Do you think someone speculated in the chat that they think that Paulina is trying to get her own position on the show?
I can totally agree with that.
Really? Why is that?
Because she's just, well, as boring as she is, she does seem like she's a little thirsty for fame. And I don't want to say this, but all of them are. If you think about it, everyone that's in that show is. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't be on the show.
Not necessarily.
Who is okay, so to your point, not necessarily. But to think about the characters we have on this show, which one of them really isn't in it for fame?
Nema, maybe.
Nema might be doing. Okay, you have a point there. Nema.
Sherwin.
Sure. Okay, but we don't see him very much, so we know he's just doing it to have. Sherman's doing it to meet girls. This is like his actual way to pick up girls.
I love him.
We all love him. We know he's originally wealthy. He doesn't need the show's paychecks.
I didn't even know that.
Do you not pay attention to him? Just pay attention to his swag and how he maneuvers, and the fact that he's not always on the show.
Even in the season.
Real bag.
Oh.
He stays as a friend of the show because he's going to chase his real bag. He doesn't need this show. Every season he pops up with some new fancy car.
Did you notice though in this episode, because we've talked about, when we talk about Shahs, about we not seeing Reza do real estate, but this episode we get to see Reza do real estate.
Exactly what you just said with the facial expression and the air quotations. You get to see Reza do real estate. Really, Reza? And it's probably because people have been saying it on Twitter and stuff.
Oh, or maybe he's watching.
And he's watching. So if you have any thumbs down, it's Reza.
Oh, not yet. Don't curse us. Wait, let me bring up a couple of folks that you're familiar with. Kempy's girlfriend. Since when?
This is like inspired by Married to Medicine.
Miriam, what are your thoughts on Shahs in this episode and the fight? But wait, before you begin, what was, I do believe Mike was causing trouble at this party, but I didn't like the fact that Destiny was all in his face and then pulling on him. I didn't like that.
Well, I think what happens is Paulina is not in the show only to be on the show. Yes, she likes that. I feel like there's a lot of like she really loves Mike, and she's already divorced with kids, which has a negative stigma in the Persian culture, which is very similar to my culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that combo. And me too, I have mixed feelings about Destiny. But my thing is, just put yourself as a friend. When I am always complaining to you how miserable I am, how my boyfriend is cheating on me, blah, blah, blah. And then I show up with him to events. And she does that in such a way that she tells Mike, see, everybody's telling me to leave you, but I don't. And then Mike is all worked up against Destiny. How dare you? You're teaching my girlfriend on me, the love of my life. And he's abusive. Like, I got chills when they left that party. When he told her, do not say a word till we get home. And this is not the first time that he says that. He did the same thing with his ex-wife. He was very, the things broke down between him and his ex-wife because she spoke in front of the TV and she was fed up staying quiet. Oh, so let's talk about it. Like, I cheated on you. Let's talk about how many times you cheated on me. So this is not the first time. What is dysfunctional? Mike is dysfunctional as a boyfriend or a partner. It's not the relationship that's dysfunctional. I feel like Paulina, she is really abused, emotionally abused.
I really got that feeling. Shan, what were your thoughts on this episode? You have to unmute yourself.
Hey. Okay. So 100% I was saying that in the chat that, people keep saying she's boring. When you are with a man who's constantly pushing you under his thumb, you're not going to allow your own personality to come out. You're just going to be submissive. Let's say that must be on his list of musts in a girlfriend, to be submissive, right? And not just, two ways. There's two ways to be submissive. But it's not that kind of show. Yeah, exactly.
After dark.
So I feel that she's just holding herself back because that's the relationship. She's emotionally being abused or manipulated. I don't know if it's too harsh to say abused, but there's definitely there's something going on there.
But you see, and at the end of the episode, he says, "Don't speak until we get home." That to me was like, St. J, what was your reaction to hearing that?
Mike is just so interesting, and I feel like at the point in which you're dating somebody on a show, like, why aren't you researching his past?
How did they meet?
I couldn't figure that out either. I'm looking at the experts.
In the club.
Oh.
And the
probably
Persian community, they're very close tight over there. So,
but he said he'd never seen her before. He said he'd never run into her in the community, and that was what was so exciting. True.
Consider the source. Who said consider the source? Like the mullet mom from 90 Day Fiancé. Consider the source.
I can't with you.
Consider the source.
Danielle, how this episode ended with him telling Paulina, "Don't say a word until we get home." What was your reaction to that?
That's not the first time he's done that. A couple of episodes ago when they got into it.
Oh, yeah.
And they were getting in the truck. He was like, get in the truck. So where I kind of agree with Shan in regards to her being suppressed, but I feel like she looks like she went through the same thing in her previous relationship. So is this just something that she recognized and just knows, and that's just what she accepts? And if so, I hate to say it, but fix it. Like,
fix it, Jesus.
But like, you can't keep making the same mistakes. It's almost like what Jesus says. You can't keep asking for forgiveness and can keep doing the same sin over and over again. She can't keep going into relationships, so she has to fix herself.
But you saw how with when they were arguing, Destiny and Mike were arguing, he kept on he kept on directing his energy and anger towards Reza. Shan, do you think that's rightfully so?
Bye, you guys. Gotta go.
Bye, Danielle.
Of course I don't. I mean, so, a few weeks ago it was him, and now this week it's Destiny. He's always projecting elsewhere. It's everybody else's fault.
Oh. Miriam, what was your big takeaway from this episode? To me, the biggest part of this episode had to be the fight, but there were other little moments. You know, Reza and MJ are trying to work on their friendship. Do you guys believe in that friendship mending?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I feel like they are getting back together just because of the show. Although MJ, she went into it like doing the right thing, but Reza didn't meet her by dropping the restraining order. This is when things changed. She told, yes, sure, down the line, I would love you for you to meet Shams. But when she learned that he wasn't gonna drop the restraining order and they renewed it, this is where I think she's doing it for the show, not for being fake, but she's just doing because let's face it.
Even after 30 years of friendship?
But that's the thing. I don't think it was really a friendship. Because Reza, he's no good friends to anybody.
Well,
he's only good friends to himself. And this is why when you said
typical Leo,
you feel like he has a good relationship with everyone. No, he doesn't. His relationship with everyone is when he talks ish about the others to that person. This is how he does it. Wow. And even like Destiny, he proclaims himself to be like best buddies with her. And then he just to embarrass Vida and MJ and to break any type of maybe they can repair relationship between MJ and Destiny. He tells her, oh, they said that your butt's flat. Like that's humiliating. But
great for us. I just want to read the super chat. Thank you so much, dear Dana, for the super chat. She said Mike did not want Paulina to say anything in the car that could be recorded. I did think that as well, but at the same time, I'm like, it just didn't come out the way, especially after everything went down. It wasn't the best time to say anything.
But Mike doesn't care because his friends, this is not the first time that he does this to a girl. And they will always have, okay, she's going to be gone. And Mike's still there, and he's doing the same thing over and over again. So no one is really holding him accountable. Let's just start with Paulina. But then again, I get what Danielle said, and I agree with her. She can't fix herself until she realizes and she gets to that breaking point, just like of any emotionally abused person. She is, I'm not saying like there's physical thing in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up because really Paulina, she's scared. She's scared of Mike. She is so scared. And when she went to the bathroom and Destiny followed her, I thought that she was about to break down because she was seeing that Michael is deflecting. All he's doing is deflecting. Like he deflects also. Now he's focusing on the spoof app, but not the act that he was texting someone inappropriately. So this is the gaslighting of it all. This is gaslighting 101. I think him and Lisa Rinna went to the same school.
Shan?
I'm gonna go way back.
Okay.
Miriam, you talk so fast. I thought I spoke fast. My God. Okay, so I think that it's good. I love it. I love fast talkers. So I think that MJ was just like Reza back in the day. I think having the baby has changed her. So I just wanted to disagree a little bit there. Like I do think that they had a real friendship for a long time because they were equally as messy. They were both equally as manipulative. But there was a scene that I really was hoping you'd break down that just blew me away. It was when Gigi and MJ were at the pumpkin patch and Gigi said something like, this is the time that we need to lift up Reza. He's still the insecure little child. What was that?
I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like, especially because I had just watched an episode from season 3 where Asa was sort of trying to uplift Reza when I feel like Reza was completely wrong for calling that man out of his name in the club.
Awful that season. That was appalling.
So I feel like all of them always are trying to, okay, it's all right, Reza, it's gonna be all right. What was your reaction to it though, Shan, in regards to what Gigi was? It's surprising that Gigi is so soft with Reza when she's hard with everyone else.
Right. Well, she's a lot softer overall now, but my reaction was this. Huh? Did I miss something? If he needs somebody to lift him up, isn't that what his husband's for? Like, what? What did I miss? What am I missing?
Make it make sense. Because of the show. they know that Reza is the main character. And
do you feel? Wait? I'm gonna ask Saint J. Saint J, do you think it's sort of like a Teresa of New Jersey situation where people feel they need to sort of like suck up to Reza to be a part of the show?
Absolutely. I feel like, well, with the exception of maybe MJ, everyone else on that show's ability to be on that show seems to be centered around MJ and Reza.
So why aren't they sucking up to MJ?
they will.
Because Reza is gonna play dirty with them. Like MJ is gonna do stuff to them, but Reza is actually gonna go down in the gutter and tell people you're a felon or show your medical records. Like Reza's gonna be nasty with you.
Shan, do you think that people are sucking up to Reza?
I think Gigi is. I think Destiny is, but that's all I see. But Destiny has to. Gigi doesn't. But I think it's what we were talking about before. She needs that ally.
I want to round out this conversation because I do want to get into Married to Medicine. Shan, I want you to tell me, first of all, how are you feeling about the season so far? This is episode 6. How are you feeling about the season so far? And who's carrying the season on their back?
Who is carrying the season? Oh my God. Well, I don't know who's carrying the season, but I will have to say that I'm so impressed with Gigi and the changes and the growth. It's interesting to watch her now. Like I don't kind of skip through her scenes anymore.
Oh, you just skip.
Yeah, because you know what? When people are too intense or too like up, it gives me anxiety. So I couldn't almost watch her before. She was always so angry, but now she's like, the pot's really gone to her brain. She is chill and mellow.
What do you think about the whole drama with Gigi and Kelly Todd? Dodd.
So good, because she even said like, you're tickling Loch Nessa. And I was like, no, don't let Kelly Dodd bring out Loch Nessa. Of all things that are going to bring out Loch Nessa, don't let it be Kelly Dodd. But I do think they're a very equal pairing. As far
really?
I do. Don't you think that they can equally like out-mess each other, out-slam
I've never
each
watched
other?
OC, so I'm not very familiar with her crazy. I know of her, but I'm not familiar with her episodes.
Miriam, do you agree that they're equal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good battle. Like, it's a really good battle.
I just changed my name, not fired by anyone. I think the babies are carrying the season. Baby Shams and Elijah, because they are the ones who really were game changers. They softened MJ, and she's not messy, and she hasn't been messy now, at least this season. And she what's her name, Gigi? Like she was really like borderline. I can't even say what I want to say.
Oh,
hi Gigi, thanks for watching. I love you. What I see right now, I love how she's being accountable. I love how she's admitting that she wasn't born to be in a monogamous relationship. And I think Gigi will get a spinoff from all.
I'm not watching that.
You know, I get it. I'm saying it's going to be a good show. What I mean is that because she's coming with this narrative that she wants to have more than one partner. And so they can play into that because she's Persian, she's a girl. So she will have like the seeking husband bros, like seeking sister wifey kind of thing.
I'm with Kempire.
She said that. I'm going off what she talked
about. I know, but I'm just saying your mind, the way that you're thinking of these show ideas.
I feel like Reza is adding nothing. Reza thinks, and he just proved how horrible of a real estate agent Ramon is better than him.
Virtual assistant? What kind of you got to type instructions into your virtual assistant.
I was like Googling virtual assistant. I was like, I need one.
Did you see every time he would go, this is a death trap area for your kid.
I'm like, this was not a serious scene. Shan, first of all, let everyone know where they can find you because you recap the show as well.
Thank you so much. I'm Shan in Van on YouTube and on Instagram, Shan_in_Van. Thank you so much, Kempire. It's so sweet of you.
Of course. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing your thoughts on, of course, one of my new favorite shows, Shahs of Sunset. We're going to get into Married to Medicine. I know, Miriam, you're not going anywhere. So everyone stay on the line, okay?
Not fired.
Thanks, Shan. All right, Married to Medicine. I know this is part of the reason why a lot of you are here. But I'm going to take a couple of callers just to see what they wanted to weigh in on before we start talking about Married to Medicine. We have almost 500 people in the chat. Like this video if you haven't already. And of course, subscribe to the channel. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. Okay. Rasani, I'm going to pull you up. Hey.
Hey.
Are you here to talk about Shahs or Married to Medicine or both?
I'm here to talk about both.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Shahs?
Okay. I wrote some notes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, you asked a question earlier if it bothers Paulina. If you're going to share the text chain with all of his friends, then yeah, it bothers her. That's one thing. At the party, at Destiny's party, the way how Mike popped off and how aggressive he was with Destiny, it kind of gave me abuser vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just emotional.
Yeah. I know. We're not going there. We're not going there.
I'm trying to, and I kind of get abuser vibe from Married to Medicine too.
Me too. We're gonna get
but I'll get there in a second. So, with Destiny, if someone asks you, he goes, I'm waiting for Paulina. You can wait for her outside. You didn't have to get into all of that to wait for your girlfriend outside. Paulina, I'm gonna borrow Erica's line. She seems to me as if she is a sniper from the side.
Oh Lord, that seems to be the quote of the month.
Because she drops these things and then she's like, oh my God, what's wrong? And play the victim. Granted, if it is a situation that is being portrayed, this is at Danielle's comment earlier. Yeah, she's gonna need to fix herself. We attract who we are in life. And as a psychology major, you should have an idea of this. People who have been in an abusive relationship or are abusers, if you don't fix yourself, it's like
you can continue the pattern.
Yeah, you're just like drawn to each other, and that's what it is.
Sad. I
had an issue with the fact that Adam could come to the party, but Tommy couldn't come to the party.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Because of the restraining order. Yeah, and I mean, if you're what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. If Tommy can't be there, Adam shouldn't be able to be there either. That's just my thought. Let me see. I love that you have notes.
With the Married to Medicine.
Hold your thoughts on Married to Medicine. I'm gonna bring you back up.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Toya, I want to bring you up really quickly. If you have anything to say about Shahs.
Hi, how are you?
I saw you posted a comment about Shahs that Reza created the show. Is that true?
Honestly, I'm not gonna say it's true. That's what I think, because I'm not sure if you remember the season where Contessa chased after him and then accidentally hit Adam, and at the reunion they were going back and forth, and then Reza said, "You on my show. This is my show. I brought you onto my show."
I think that was just his ego.
You think?
Yeah, because first of all, we would see it in the credits, and I've never seen that. And he'd be considered a producer. I think he just says it because, first of all, he's a Leo, and also because the show everyone feels like he is the star of the show, and that's why everyone's sucking up to him.
Okay, but the other thing that makes me think, okay, I mean, when you talk about the credits, yeah, you have a point. But were they showing Mariah's name when they show the credits? They were.
Do. I literally saw it on last night's episode too.
Okay, then I'm wrong. I apologize. But
no, you're not necessarily wrong. Maybe it was his idea and they didn't give him credit. That wouldn't be the first time, Bravo.
Maybe, because the other thing that I wanted to mention about that, what made me think that he's the creator, or that, somehow that it was his idea, is that when it comes to Reza and Adam's relationship, when there was that whole tiff with the guy, I forgot his name, one of the Persian guys was on the show that MJ brought last season, that whole fiasco about Jenga. What is it? Jenga or bingo, whatever that.
Wait, I'm gonna
stripper
bring
thing
Miriam.
is.
What is it, Miriam? Oh wait, you're muted. There you go.
Naked Jenga.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Miriam.
Okay. Thank you. That guy, right?
Mhm.
That whole situation with Adam, right? They spoke about it. Reza called MJ in a fit, just going off on her, right? And then he said he spewed all these things about, I don't want to bring it up, but her fertility and all that stuff, everything that she had done, all that stuff, right? But nobody seems to bring it up. I mean, Reza was very vile when he did that. It was
He should have
very
lost his job.
exactly, right? But Mike cheats on somebody who he's not married to, and then it's like a whole thing. Then everybody's like bringing it up, and I feel like Reza's being protected.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I really think he's being protected. And um, what's her name? Gigi. She is. There's something that makes me feel like she's afraid of going after Reza.
Mm.
I think she's afraid that she might get fired if she goes after him. Yeah. And then with Paulina, I know you said that you think she wants to get on the show. At first I was like, no, I don't think she wants to get on the show. I think, she's just somebody who's in love and naive. But then now I changed my mind. I think you're right.
Oh.
Yes. I have a few reasons why I think you're absolutely right.
Why? Give me one reason.
Okay. So Paulina, I don't understand this. She sent the text messages to the group, right?
Yes.
And then when everything went down, okay, he apologized, and so then she forgave him, and she wants to move past it, right? She doesn't want it brought up. Then on the other hand, she goes back to Destiny. We saw this on last night's episode. She spoke to her. She confided in her that, it happened over 10 times or whatever time. Okay, 1, 2 times, I get it. Well, I don't get it, but maybe, you can forgive. 3, 9, 10 times, no. So I didn't understand the part where she goes to Destiny, she confides in her, she's obviously emotional. Then in the other hand, at the party, she's saying, I just don't want to bring it up, I want to protect him. I get the protecting part. If you wanted to protect your man, you wouldn't have sent those text messages in the first place. So to me, it makes zero sense why she sent the messages. I feel like she wanted to create something so that there's more to it, so that next season she comes back. But then on the other hand, I don't know, maybe I'm reaching. On the other hand, I kind of feel like maybe they're in this together with Mike for storyline, because really Mike has nothing going on in his life.
Do any of them?
I mean, MJ has the kid. Gigi has the kid. These two have a relationship they're working on, and now he's showing houses, which I didn't even know that. But anyway, he's doing that. So honestly, I mean, Mike is really the one who really has nothing going on in his life. So.
Oh, damn. Toya, did you watch Married to Medicine too?
I sure did.
Stay on the line. I want to do a quick recap of that as well.
Okay.
Dustin, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Look, Married to Medicine, it's so crazy that these two shows, are on the same night, and there seems to be a correlation between the two, because Dr. Contessa, if you did not see, we did a whole video talking about the reunion that will air, the 3-part reunion that will air next week. And we hear about a divorce. Well, on this episode, they decide, the women and the couples decide to do an intervention because Dr. Contessa is confiding in her girlfriends about her relationship, and the fact that Dr. Scott is seeing this female life coach for free for the last several months. We find out in this episode, no, it's Kevin Johnson. Okay. But before we even get to Dr. Contessa, I do want to talk about the smaller storylines. First of all, at the end of this episode, when the producer asked Dr. Eugene about why they decided to sell their house, he says that we're not talking about that. I hope they talk about it during the reunion, because I'm trying to understand why they sold that house. But I'm fast forwarding way too much. Let's talk about Anila charging over $600 to Lisa Nicole McLeod's room. I thought it was funny at first, but I didn't realize Anila was serious. She was not about to pay for it. I'm like, Anila, really? Is that what we're doing? Like, I thought it was funny, but I thought eventually she'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna pay for. I just wanted her to come to the desk and hear that. I thought then she would pay for it. No, she was like, no, you didn't pay for the for the Instagram story, not even post. But how much was that Instagram story? Anila, I don't even know you to be an influencer like that. Charging that much money for, I'm in the wrong business. I need to start charging for Instagram posts and Instagram stories. Anyways, I thought it was funny at first, but did you guys notice Dr. Heavenly? She loves to, start the trouble and then hide her hand, because she knew about that whole situation, and she's just she made it seem like she was just going to give money to help out. You were involved. That's why you're giving the money. I love Dr. She's probably live right now. I will be watching her recap. Dr. Heavenly, you are a mess. And Carrie needs to be a full-time person on the show next season, because she had so many moments. Oh, first of all, when we did our recap the other day, I still have it here. So apparently, I'm seeing the reason why Carrie is in trouble with Dr. Contessa is because she was right next door to Dr. Contessa, and they were fighting, and Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott were fighting because she finds out that he's looking at naked women in his DMs, and they're arguing. And of course, Carrie's right next door. She hears it. She goes to Toya and said, let's go check up on Dr. Contessa because I heard stuff. So why would Dr. Contessa get in the comment section and be like, you are the effing devil? Like, it's still not making sense. It's not making sense to me. But I guess we will see. But I don't even know if we will see at the reunion, because Carrie's not at the reunion when she should be. Carrie should be at this reunion. That's just my feeling. Carrie brought so many moments in this episode for me. Not only with that particular moment, I love the fact that she called Lisa Nicole. She called her a Karen. She's like, don't be a Karen. Because, Lisa Nicole wanted to have the police come and get Anila. Is that what we're doing in the middle of 2020? Lisa Nicole? I understand why Lisa Nicole was upset. I get it. But, come on. And why didn't you pay Anila? Oh, Anila, you just getting your karma back. Because why didn't you pay the makeup artist? I know you eventually did, but karma's real. You're Indian. You know about karma. Anyways, we have over 500 people in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. We are recapping Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. Understand you're getting consistent and daily hot topics and music, entertainment, and reality TV. And of course, our live reality TV recaps. I posted earlier a recap of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. I didn't do a live recap just because it's not a great season. It's not a great season. And a lot of people keep telling me to get into Love After Lockup. If you're watching this video later on, let me know if I should get into it and start recapping it. Because at least the new season has started and I can start fresh. In the comments, you please let me know if you want me to start recapping that as well. Anyways, I'm digressing. So back to Married to Medicine. So the big issue here, the guys convinced Dr. Scott to come with them to go to Jekyll Island for this intervention. He didn't know there was going to be an intervention. Dr. Heavenly, of course, starts off the intervention. She doesn't slide in. She shoves her way in to the whole situation. And immediately, Dr. Scott is like, they are not going to be my counselors. But the sad part here, and I know a lot of people think that this Dr. Contessa's whole situation is a storyline. No. If you saw Dr. Contessa's eyes in that particular moment, I was like, oh no, this is real. This is real. She seems so shook by the whole situation. And the fact that she was telling all her friends this, but seeing his reaction, she immediately changed her mind about it. And she walked away from the table. He even asked her to go with him. He walked away from the table and she knew that she should get up and go with him. And God only knows what happened in that room, but Dr. Heavenly and Quad, who's also very necessary for the show. I know she is a character that a lot of people either hate or love. I actually like Quad. I think Quad gives us some very funny moments that I can enjoy. I can see why people don't love her, especially after seeing what she said on Watch What Happens Live yesterday about the whole Portia situation. Watch the video. I posted a video earlier about that. But the conversation that Dr. Heavenly and Quad have with Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa, where he says, "No, my life coach is Kevin Johnson." On Watch What Happens Live, Quad was like, when asked about that, when he switched up the story, she was like, the fact that he switched up the story makes her now really not believe anything that he was saying. I'm concerned for Dr. Contessa because right at the end of this episode, we see that they go on vacation. She did an Ashley Darby. Remember Ashley Darby after ending the season so badly? We see them on vacation with each other. Her and Michael Darby. Oh. Anyways, I'm concerned for Dr. Contessa. Look, at the end of the day, we don't know their relationship. We can only go by what we see on TV. And based on what we're going to see in regards to the reunion, they're talking divorce. And he comes out and he's like, and now I'm looking at him coming out during the reunion differently. It's almost aggressive. It's almost, I didn't know that we were going through with any divorce. Almost like he wanted her to change her mind or shut up. I said it. Anyways, I'm going to bring some of you guys up. Trinae, I'm going to bring you up.
Hi.
Hey. Oh, I can't
Hi.
hear you, though. What's happening here?
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you, though.
Okay, good. Well, as long as you can hear me. So first and foremost, oh Lord, Shahs the Sunset. MJ and Reza originally started selling. They were originally selling real estate from season 1 with Sammy.
Yes.
So they were doing that first. And I love the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reference from Rosani with the shooter from the side.
Oh yeah.
But as far as Anila is concerned, I question her business ethics because why didn't you have a contract with Lisa Nicole from the get-go? And why didn't you invoice her as soon as you did everything? To me, Anila is just as dingy as the day is long. Sorry, my family's from the South.
I love it.
she's just dingy. She's a dingbat, and I really do question her business ethics and her just her morals in general, because I would have pressed charges in Jekyll Island. I'm sorry. You would have been in jail. Bravo be damned.
Oh.
You're not playing with my money. I'm sorry. You don't know my finances. I don't know yours.
Yeah. I thought that was very, because like I said, I thought it was funny. Oh, it goes by. All right, Siri. No, I have to say, I was surprised that she kept on with it. I thought she was just gonna be like, I was just joking, but she kept on with it.
Yes, she did. And she should have let it go. Like Sutton said, let the mouse go.
Renee, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, I'm going to bring up some familiar faces. St. J, reaction, because I know you literally watched this right before the live. What were your reactions to this episode?
Okay, so I always, was that me? No. Scott. Is his name Scott? Contessa's husband?
Yes. I thought you said stop for a second. I was like, what did I do?
Okay, Scott was really rubbing me wrong. And when she looked at her friends and she was like, I'm just so sorry I got you guys into this, I was like, oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, y'all done brought that man here and it's bad. And y'all have no idea how bad it is because she's giving a light version, but it's bad.
Yeah.
And that look in her eyes, I was terrified for her.
I literally see it right now as I'm talking to you.
Yeah, like I was like, oh my gosh, like something is going on there. And I mean, what I like about Married to Medicine is that the husbands are involved enough that when there is like a relationship is speedballing down, they can jump in. But I don't think that always works.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but sidebar, honestly, me personally, if this was my relationship, and I understand they have a different relationship and I know they're filming a show, but I would not want all of these people confronting me at a dinner table about my marriage.
Me neither if I was the person in the wrong. If I'm not the person in the wrong, maybe.
Oh.
Like, if I'm Contessa, I'm okay with it. If I'm Scott, I'm probably like, oh, well, I just don't want to talk about this at all. Like,
Miriam, Miriam, you're muted. How do you feel about the whole intervention of the downfall of Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa's marriage? How come you're muted again?
Oh, you keep muting me. No.
Not me.
Oh, okay. This is why I was speaking so fast to squeeze in before you put me in timeout. I know, I'm joking. I feel like Scott yesterday, he gave me Mike vibes. Him coming out was to intimidate Contessa, meaning, what are you talking? Like, to make her look like she's crazy or she's making it bigger than it really is. I don't know what is the relationship, but I feel like they are mutually emotionally abusive to each other. This is how I feel. Yes. I don't think Contessa is innocent all the way. I feel like she has part in it as well, just as much as Scott. I'm not saying like that him cheating on her is not a big of a deal. It is, but also like we don't see everything. God knows what it is behind. But from what I've seen on the show, I would never leave to another state to pursue my dreams. I'm not shaming her for her dreams, but what I mean is like, she wasn't in desperate need for that. She could have done that where they are. Because she's confused. She's a confused person. At first, she wanted to stay home to spend more time with her kids. Then she did a 180 and she wants to be Surgeon General, which is great. But in another state, this is what confuses me from Contessa. I don't know which Contessa is the real one. I saw real pain that you did.
Miriam, but it sounds like you're blaming her for him stepping out on the memory. I'm just saying it sounds like you're blaming her.
I feel like she has a part also in the deterioration of the marriage.
But you've listed all the reasons why she made him slip into someone's DMs.
No, what I mean is that
I'm starting trouble.
She's not. She's not this victim that she is right now. Their problems have started before, and from what I've seen on the show, I'm confused by her. I'm not saying she's the one to blame. What I mean is like both of them, in my eyes, are equally guilty. So,
Saint J, what are your thoughts? Do you think that they're equally guilty?
Thank you so much for letting me talk. I'm so happy to have the talking stick. Okay, so I mean, at the point in which you're looking at your marriage, like you're on the show, you're watching the show back, you're like, this is a mess. I mean, she tried it one way. Oh, I want to stay home. I want to like do the whole like I'm in the house, being the mom, being the wife, cooking the meals thing. Okay, well, if the home life is crappy and you guys have means to have a nanny, have a chef, have somebody else in there so you can go out and pursue your dreams, I don't think that she should stunt herself and her personal growth when obviously the home life is a mess. And I think Miriam, I think that you would get like that would be something you'd be along with, because if she stays and Scott acts like that, then she's even more upset because she's also upset that she's not pursuing self-growth.
Resentful. Should become resentful.
I think
I couldn't think of the word.
Too. Both of them are resentful towards each other.
Well, he needs to stop cheating and divorce her. Allegedly.
Wait. Rasani, I'm gonna bring you up. Rasani, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, Miriam. Okay, when we did the recap of the trailer, right? Yeah. I did forget, Miriam, you just, summed up a little bit of what I wanted to say. Season 1, oh my goodness, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Fast forward to the next season, you're moving to another state to do public health and you want to be Surgeon General. I'm sorry, I don't necessarily feel you're ever going to be Surgeon General. I hear that, the rumors in the streets that she's not even board certified.
Oh, damn.
Prior to going back to school to be Surgeon General, she didn't get board certified. That's what I heard. I don't know. Allegedly. Contessa, she's living her life as if she's a single woman. And you're a single woman, you can behave like that. You can get up and move from state to state and do what you want. You have 3 kids at home. You stepping down from not practicing medicine in whatever capacity that she was, that's going to bring a financial strain in the relationship. And that's a financial strain on Scott. Then you're going to move to another state. That's an additional financial strain. So I can see where his resentment comes along. I did have some initial thoughts that, as I said earlier, when I said my Shahs thing, abusive, she's just like, type like that. And I think I kind of changed my mind from there.
Oh.
I shifted my position.
Oh.
I think, granted, other than being at the table and, he feels ganged up on and he feels attacked. It's like, what the is going on? I don't know anything about this. It almost feels like it's a storyline concocted by Contessa in her head, and she didn't bring him in on the plan. So he's shocked.
Really? That's how you took that?
That's how I'm feeling now.
Wow.
Can I say something here?
Hey, no. Please pause. There are other people on the line. I want to bring up Toya. Toya, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree with I can't say your name, but the lady who just spoke. I agree with you. I do believe it's a storyline that was made up by Contessa. It makes zero sense to me how 1 minute the marriage is in dire need for help and all that, and then the next minute you guys on vacation, right, and all happy. Now you did mention Ashley and Michael, right? The difference with Ashley is that Ashley is smart. She's after the bag. And yes, it's true. And she's with an older guy, right? That marriage, you can't compare that marriage to any other marriage. That's an arrangement in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. Okay. I think it's an arrangement. Scott and Contessa, that's a real marriage. Those people are really married. And I think Contessa just I think they do have problems. I do believe they have problems, but I think that she brought it on the show, and everything that's happening on the show, it's just amplified by her. Because the other thing I don't understand is that comment that she left under Carrie's Instagram, "You're the devil," but she did not deny that they were arguing in the room. Now, when Carrie and Toya went in the room, and if she had said no, we weren't arguing, I would understand why she would leave that comment there. She did not. She did not say that. So Carrie was not lying about they were arguing. On Watch What Happens Live, she did say that there was some, things on his phones that were inappropriate. So Carrie did not pull that out of thin air. So I think that Contessa is really playing us, which is sad because at the end of the day, this is her marriage. There are kids involved. But when they left the table, I will honestly say that I did sense some, I hate to throw this word out, but I did sense some abuse there. Which is sad. But I just want to say this before I get off is Mike and which is different from Mike and Paulina. I don't think there's abuse there. I think when Mike said don't say anything, that was just a plan to like a heads up to say we're being recorded, so don't say anything that's going to make us look like idiots. But Contessa, no, I don't know, that whole situation with her, it's sad. I do sense from that situation when they left the table, I do sense some abuse. I do sense a lot of hurt. But somewhere along the
storyline.
I'm sorry?
But you still think it's a storyline. Let me counteract that what you said. So you're in regards to you seeing that possibly there might be some abuse there. So wouldn't that make sense? Yeah, she's not going to leave her abuser. We've seen this many times in many different relationships where, of course, yeah, we're going to play this out on the show. And yes, I'm not going to leave this man, my alleged abuser, because now things are good. But then in a week, it's again back to where we were. That's classic abusive behavior.
But I also want to mention, when I say abuse, I don't think physical. I think it's more.
Yeah, but we know abuse comes from many. Yeah, well, that's just as bad, if not worse.
Okay, no, I don't want people saying that I'm saying that Scott is beating up Contessa. No, that's not what I think. I do think it's emotional and mental abuse. But yes, you're right. But I don't know. There's just something about this whole thing to me that just does not make sense. We're fighting now. I'm sad. I'm in a state of dire need of help. Then the next minute we're on vacation. It doesn't make sense. And it's not an Ashley Michael situation. No, that is something totally different. That's a money move. But thank you for having me.
Miriam, what are your thoughts on this cycle of alleged abuse?
I just want to explain something. When we bring up that what happened on the show, that she left the practice to stay with her kids, and then all of a sudden this following season she wanted to go to another state to become Surgeon General. We're not saying that I know usually men do that. They just pack and leave, and the woman in the house, usually she makes it work. I know that that's not what I meant by bringing that up. What I mean is that it's two extremes following each other, which doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. That doesn't make sense. For me, deciding to leave the practice full time to spend more time with her kids is as important as her decision to become Surgeon General. That is not what we mean here, because in previous videos when we mentioned that, people would say, oh, but men do that. I know men do that. And usually women, they just carry the home and they do what they need to do. But it doesn't make sense when there are two polar extremes, which will make the household suffer. The first one financially, not bringing the same money that she used to, and the second one financially and emotionally as well for the kids.
Financially, they don't seem like they were hurting though, because now they're opening a business, which wasn't necessarily smart, because when you look at the statistics.
But at first, I don't know how.
It wasn't that long ago though.
Yeah, but it was just one season, because it wasn't like 5 seasons or 3 seasons so that they can feel the pain. And they're both making nice checks from Bravo. It's one of the highest paid franchises, Married to Medicine, rightfully so. But what I feel like it's the kids. They don't seem like they're suffering, but they are, because even her little girl that mentioned, it's daddy's girlfriend, the other girlfriend.
Well,
that part in the previous season, I don't know if this season or the season before, she told her mom, sometimes I forget you. I forget what you look like.
Oh, that's sad. But look, that's also moms have this guilt of going back to work in general. So, and that's why I think it's time for us to normalize women doing the things that Dr. Contessa is doing. She's trying to aspire to do and be a greater person, a greater doctor. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Me neither, but just make it make sense. Two extremes.
I can.
First, you want to be
St. J. I want to hear what St. J has to say, and I want to take a couple calls. We have a few people that have called in. St. J.
So boom, I'll try to make this as quick as possible. When Dr. Contessa was in the military, she was in the military on a trek to be Surgeon General. That was always her dream. That was always her goal. So she had put that dream away to be a mom, be a wife. Cool. But that's always still her dream. So at some point, she has to be fulfilled for herself. Nashville was the closest place with a program for that. So that is why she ultimately ended up leaving. It wasn't just like, oh, I want to get away from Scott and the kids. Bye, guys. And so I think, to your point, we have to normalize kind of women being able to leave the family and go develop themselves, just like we have gotten to a place in society where it's okay for men to do.
And it's always been, we haven't gotten okay with it. It's always been that way.
Yeah. So because if the tables would have been turned and Scott was like, okay, I want to go to Nashville and be Surgeon General, just be like, oh, okay, well, Contessa's husband's only on every 5 episodes of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's true, and I think it's important for us to talk about that double standard because I do think we have conversations like this and we don't realize our own innate double standard that we just continue to repeat, especially on a commentary like this. St. J, stay on the line. I see we have a few people that called in. Okay, Twan the Don is in the building. Twan, what's going on? What are your thoughts on Married to Medicine?
Kempire, what's up? Hey,
How
so
are you?
all right. I'm doing good. I'm about to go in the gym, so I'm gonna make it very quickly. I feel bad for Contessa. For some odd reason, I think I kind of agree with that caller that says something about a form of abuse. You could kind of like see it in her eyes. You have to kind of like look at it really deeply. Like I'm a spiritual person. I'm in tune with things like that. So like looking into her eyes and see, she seemed a little shook. Now I'm not going to say he's physically abusing her, but there's some form of abuse. And to be honest, I don't, and I don't kill me for this, you guys in the comments, but I think it's not a bad thing to want somebody to be happy. I think they should split. It seemed like he's not willing to put in the work. She wants to go to marriage counseling. He don't want to do it. It's like, okay, you don't want to listen to professionals and you're a professional. So how would you feel if a patient of yours don't want to listen to you, being as though this is your profession to listen to, but you don't want to listen to a professional to help you get back on track with your marriage? He thinks he has everything. And it's like Contessa don't really have a say. If she's acting, she's a hell of an actor or actress, because that don't look like real acting to me. And I don't think she's acting or faking it for the TVs, not one bit. But I wish them the best. I mean, they were one of my favorite couples, and then she kind of got boring to me, and then she was just a bit much. But I still love Contessa. I still love her.
Tuan, thank you so much for calling in. I agree. I love what you just said, because it gives us a whole nother perspective on the situation. And I agree that if Dr. Contessa is faking this for a storyline, last night she deserved an Oscar.
Absolutely.
Tuan, thank you so much for calling in.
All right, love.
Nia, I'm going to bring you up.
Hey, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's going on?
I haven't been here for a while. I've been kind of sick, so I just been chilling in the background. So now
Are you feeling better?
Pretty better. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty better, but my face still looks shot up. So
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, but I wanted to come in and talk about this because I actually watched this last night. I just watched clips of it. But this part actually, it scared me because Contessa's a very pretty woman. And from the time that they got on the show, it seems like they always had underlying problems. And I kind of feel like Contessa's way for bringing them onto the show was to get that out. You understand what I'm saying? Like whenever you get on the show, whatever insecurity or weakness that you have is going to be shown. So Contessa has always tried to prove to people like, hey, we aren't that good as you guys think we are. Because like we would have never thought if they would have kept going on the way they were, we would have finally said, oh, we finally have a couple in here who is stable. There's no cheating. There's no, they have all they're married. They have all their kids together. You know what I'm saying? Not to say like Simon and Cecil aren't that one, but we all know Simon and Cecil's problems. You understand what I'm saying? So you had 2 doctors, and we're talking about 2 Black doctors at that, with their children, they're married. It looked so good. So good. Most of these people, if their husband is not a doctor, they're a doctor. You understand what I'm saying? So to see 2 doctors is very good.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I like the show.
Yes. So what scared me about what I seen the other day was just how she just shut down after he told her, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, so no, like don't go nowhere. And I'm glad Heavenly and Quad went to go check up on her, because I'm thinking about it to myself. It was just like, how do you guys just go back to the room and you just start studying like nothing happened? So this just shows me like this is a constant thing. Like,
and
I feel like,
look, if that's even true.
Yeah, you're like, okay, allegedly, if that's true, because we don't want to get sued out here.
Like some other
It's,
folks.
you can see, yeah, you can see when something is pattern. And this is probably why another reason I saying she wanted to leave her kids, why she probably chose to go to school somewhere else. Because she probably wanted to go to school somewhere far away from Scott, because she wouldn't have to hear Scott tell her certain things like, oh, you can't do this because you have kids, or you can't do this, have kids. Like, like, the more and more we see of Scott, he may not be physically abusive allegedly, but he's looking very emotional, verbally abusive. And
look, I just want to reiterate that can be if worse, because that those scars are ones that you don't see and don't heal as easily.
And she is so pretty. And two more points that I wanted to make was from the previews from the reunion, how he just comes out to her and asks her, did we say we're going to get that divorce? What do you mean? If she wants to file, then she wants to file. Why does it have to be up to you? I don't like that.
Yeah.
And then the last point is, children, they don't lie. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where would the daughter get that daddy has a girlfriend? That doesn't just come out of thin air. You can't. One thing about children, because they're so innocent and because they're learning life, they want to tell the truth about everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So she must have seen it. She must have been like, oh, daddy has a girlfriend. This is probably what they're doing. Oh, mommy and daddy must be breaking up. Like, come on. That little girl's just not going to get that out of thin air.
Yeah.
Kids make up a lot of stuff, but they make up their friends and things like that. But when we're talking about like serious things, it's crazy what kids can reveal to you.
It's so true. Nia, thank you so much for calling in.
No problem, and thank you.
All right, we have almost 250 likes. Be sure to like this video if you haven't already. And if you're watching this live recap of Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine afterwards, let us know your thoughts on some of the topics that we've been talking about during this live. I love reading your comments, but of course, always be respectful. It's okay to have differing opinions, but be respectful of everyone's opinion. All right, I'm going to bring up a couple of people so we can round out this conversation. Someone's getting dinner together. Lonnie has joined the chat, and St. J. So we'll start with Lonnie. Lonnie, what were your thoughts on? I don't know if you had thoughts on Shahs, but what were your thoughts on Shahs or Married to Medicine?
Shahs is really easy. Mike just can't keep his thing in his pants. I mean, that's basically the moral of the story.
Not the moral of the story.
That's just the moral of the story. I mean, Mike just can't seem to get his thing together with women, and the girlfriend, you see the writing on the wall, and at the same time it's just like, oh, she's like, well, everything else he's a 10 out of 10, but yet you're sitting on the floor at Destiny's house crying. So that's an issue. I was actually, when Reza got his Botox, it was nice to see him and MJ kind of have fun again.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Married to Medicine, I felt bad for Contessa. I felt very sad for her. Yeah. And one of the things, as we have seen, heck, even dating back to when Jessica Simpson had a reality show. I mean, marriages on TV, they take a hit sometimes, especially when there are certain cracks in your marriage that don't really ever get addressed. And you see that with Contessa. I think there were cracks there. And for a child to say that daddy has a girlfriend, I know he definitely does. I mean, I remember when my little cousin said that he had a little brother. There's only two of you. What do you mean? You and your mom and dad have two kids, your older brother, and then you. So you know what I mean? Like, kids.
But okay, wait. You can't just drop something like that without giving us the way. Okay.
Oh, well, they're divorced now. Like, my cousin's remarried.
Oh, did he ever really have a little brother?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So and he was young, he was, and it's so kids do know what they're talking about when they see things, going on. They know, and they have no filter. Kids have no filter. They will say it. No. So the fact that a child is saying daddy has a girlfriend. Clearly your children know about another woman and things going on. And that right there is an issue, Contessa. So I mean, honestly, if they can't fix their marriage for her mental state, I think just get a divorce, because there is life after divorce. And it's better to be divorced and co-parent than mentally putting yourself in an abusive situation mentally.
Miriam, what are your thoughts on what Contessa should do next? Because she's concerned because she has 3 children. Should she stay in this marriage because of her 3 children?
No, because, and I speak that to personal experience. I stayed for 13 years thinking that was the best for my kids. And then I really believed that was the best of my children. I put up with way more than what we saw on TV. I'm just going to leave it at that. But then when I finally reached my breaking point, it was for my kids as well. It wasn't only for me. It was, I don't want this to be the model of a relationship. If my son wants to keep a woman as a wife, you don't treat a wife this way. And my daughters, I wanted to teach them a lesson. If any man does a slither of the things you guys witnessed happen to me, you come back to mama. A support that I didn't have. I feel like at this point, and I hate to say she should get a divorce, because divorce, it's death. And I still I'm grieving the death of what I wanted to. Yeah, it's hard because I feel like, again, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about my kids. What are the odds that I will find someone that I really can say he's going to be my support system and everything that I didn't have before? The chances are I have to try and error. And I don't want to put my kids through that. So that's why.
Not like Portia.
Oh gosh.
I didn't mean to bring up Portia.
But my point is, I hope they take a break so that they know, are they really better off not living under the same household or together? And then if they feel like it's happier like that, then yes, go ahead and finalize it. But if not, maybe then if he really goes to to therapy with her, maybe things will work out. Definitely, just like I said before, I don't think he's the only one to blame, but she is not the only one to have the solution. He needs to be part of the solution as well, so that it's got to be both of them. And again, I just want to say it one more time. I'm not shaming her for wanting to be a Surgeon General. I just feel like to be that want of hers would have been more natural if it was right after say, oh, I don't want to be full-time. I want to be a Surgeon General. Then, oh, I don't want to work full-time because I want to be with my kids. And then she's with the kids. Oh my God, I want to be Surgeon General in another state. For me, the sequence of things is not natural, but I don't know. I'm just saying from an outsider's perspective, it's hard. But then again, she might have been acting up because for what type of relationship they have. This is why her decisions seem irrational, but not to her, obviously, because we don't know what's her full experience inside this marriage. I hope it works out. I have sometimes I think it's a storyline. Sometimes I see the pain in her eye. I'm like, wow, if she's an actress, she needs an Oscar. Yeah. I have all these moments which I feel like just because of the sake of the kids, I wish they would take a break from each other and from the show. And then come back.
Miriam, that is a word. Thank you for sharing your personal story, because that is important to see a real life person that's gone through something very similar and what life will look like afterwards. So I know she's watching it. Hey, Contessa.
Hi, Contessa.
Miriam, thank you so much for calling in.
I need to eat. Bye.
I know that's right, girl. St. J, last minute thoughts on anything. It could be Shahs of Sunset. It could be Married to Medicine based on what Miriam just said. Any of that. Wait, sidebar. Someone said they're getting shawarma. I'm jealous. I haven't had that in a long. I had some really good shawarma in Santiago, Chile. Just want to point that out. It was really good. Anyways, St. J.
Okay. Let me make this quick. I thought Anila, it started funny. I was like, oh, okay, she's really gonna do this. Like, ha ha ha. And then it kind of went, okay, girl, you're not gonna pay. Like for real. Like like, oh. It was just real cringe. Yeah, it was real cringe. Now, granted, Lisa Nicole was wrong for not paying her when she knew she should have paid her. But I was like, in my heart of hearts, I'm like, y'all really trying to convince me production didn't pay? Or are we like, production really didn't pay? Like, y'all really paid out of pocket? Are we sure?
Well, technically, I hear, with the housewives, they have to pay for their own parties.
Yeah, but they don't pay for their own dinners. Well, like, eating out.
But this is a $600 room thing.
Okay. Kempire, we know production pays for the rooms on the trip, but okay, I see you. Contessa, I really truly feel that I don't like to root for divorce because I think that's really messy and nasty to do. But maybe they should, I think in Georgia you have to be separated for a year. So maybe they should, try to separate for a year and see if they still like each other.
Oh, maybe. I mean, it might be better for the kids.
Honestly, truly, because I'm like, if the kids already saying daddy got a girlfriend, then I mean, daddy must have got a girlfriend. To me, that would be all I need to hear.
I mean, kids have imaginary friends. Maybe the imaginary friend was the girlfriend. I don't know.
I love how you're seeing all sides. I'm a Libra. I usually try to see all sides, but I don't know about this one. Scott's side is a little rickety.
Say, Jay, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Hold on. I'm going to bring you up in a second, Lucky. So 1 second. Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. Can we normalize not staying because of the kids? Yesterday brought a lot of childhood memories and believe those kids because I witnessed that as a child. I don't want to cry. Dr. Contessa needs to run. Queen, thank you for sharing your story. And thank you so much for the super chat. Lucky, I'm going to bring you up. Hey.
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself together. So I actually have my perspective on like Contessa is a little bit different. And the reason why I say that is I see a woman who's struggling, right? So 1 minute she's trying to make it work, and the next minute she's like done, right? And so I think when the moment that she starts wanting to make it work, then she gets like another confirmation as to why she should leave. And then on top of that, like when she's actually telling the ladies about the situation and stuff like that, she's almost like fishing. She's not giving the whole thing, but she's like kind of seeing what they think, but she really doesn't want their opinion. She's just kind of seeing where they're at. But I just really see her struggling. She wants to make it work so bad, and then she's done, but then she's like thinking about all the other things that will go with if she finishes her marriage. And honestly, I've been there, like, where you're like, am I done? Did I do everything I could possibly to save or this relationship? No. And then you like start second guessing yourself, and I think that's where she's at, and that's why she resonated a lot with me. But I don't see somebody who's confused, and I think she really sacrificed a lot as far as wanting to be with her family and wanting to be a good mother, when in reality her dream she also wants to accomplish her dreams, and she feels like she's giving a part of herself up in order to be like Superwoman. And the thing is, you can't be Superwoman. I understand you were in the army, you were doing everything, you were self-sufficient, but there are times where you just kind of have to wash your hands and just be like, listen, I can only do so much. And which one is more important to you? Is your marriage important to you, or is your dreams important to you? The kids are going to be okay regardless. They just don't need to be exposed to whatever you guys are going through. And that like her kids were like, oh yeah, daddy has a girlfriend. My heart would have broken into pieces if my kid said that. I really do. And I think this is not over. And I don't think it's for a storyline at all. I think she's coming off as bipolar because 1 minute she's trying to make it work, and the next minute she's like done.
And what would, because you've been through something very similar, what would be your advice to her?
My advice to her is, if you're not happy, the kids aren't happy. No one's happy. So you got to think about yourself first. If you're good, everything else will be good.
That was a word. Lucky, thank you so much for calling in.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love when people call in and share their personal experiences to our reality shows, our characters. If you're just joining us, we have almost 500 people in the chat. Like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And let us know your thoughts and your own personal stories in the comment section. I love reading your comments because you know what? We have moments like that when you call in and you share your own personal experience that's very relatable to what Dr. Contessa is going through or what Paulina on Shahs' Sunset is going through. Look, we don't know if there's actual abuse, emotional, physical, whatever it may be. But what we saw was very troubling, especially Dr. Contessa. I literally still see her eyes in front of my face when I speak or think about this particular scene. Thank you, Toya, so much for the super chat. Toya says, can we just address Destiny kicking Mike out of her house, then pulling him back and almost attacking him? I hated that. She was provoking that man. Yeah, I didn't love Destiny getting very physical with Mike because at first I had to watch it a couple times. Like, wait, did he push her? But he was pulling away from her. And it's like, okay, she's just escalating the situation. Marcella, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, hey, Kempire, Contessa wants to raise her children as parents, but she's hurting and embarrassed. Leave or she will get a disease. Hit that like button. That rhymes, Marcella. Thank you so much for the super chat. We're going to wrap this up. But before we do, like this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about Shahs' Sunset's latest episode and the Married to Medicine episode next week. The reunion for Married to Medicine starts. And don't forget, after Married to Medicine ends, Real Housewives of Potomac begins. And you know a lot of stuff is going to be coming out about that. So we look forward to that. Shout out to everyone that continued the conversation in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to everyone that sent in the super chat. Shout out to everyone that called in. Look, I can't do this show without you. And I appreciate you watching, being a part of the conversation. Subscribe to the channel. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics here on Kempire Daily. Also, be sure to follow me on my social media. Everything is at TheKempire or at Kempire Daily. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I see you guys. Have a wonderful night. I'm going to go get some. I wish I could get some shawarma, honestly. Maybe I can catch a flight to Santiago and get some there. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you definitely. Tomorrow, I'll be on Up and Adam recapping 90 Day Fiance. If you missed my recap of 90 Day Fiance, check it out here on the Kempire Daily channel as well. And look, check out some of the other videos that we posted just today and yesterday. We had some really interesting things happen. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.